Have you ever sensed that something in your body felt off before any test result confirmed it? Maybe your energy dipped, your sleep changed, or small aches started appearing without a clear cause. Often, long before a diagnosis is made, the body begins whispering. The challenge is that many of us wait for dramatic proof before we take those whispers seriously. We wait for intense pain, alarming numbers, or a doctor's warning. But truly health-conscious people learn to pay attention to patterns, not just emergencies. Today, I want to talk about how subtle shifts in your daily well-being can signal that your body is under stress. Not dramatic symptoms, not crises, just small, consistent changes that are easy to ignore. When your health starts drifting, the first thing that changes is rarely something you can screenshot or post about. It is usually your baseline, your normal energy, your usual mood, your predictable routines. Maybe you used to wake up feeling rested, and now you feel tired even after a full night's sleep. Maybe your focus feels foggy, or you find yourself reaching for caffeine more often. A healthy body generally recovers well from daily stress. But when stress becomes chronic, whether emotional, physical, or environmental, your nervous system stays on alert. Over time, that constant activation can affect your digestion, your immune function, your blood pressure, and even your hormone balance. One of the earliest signs of imbalance is a change in consistency. Not one bad night of sleep, not one stressful week at work, but a new pattern. If your appetite fluctuates frequently, if headaches become more common, if your patience feels shorter than usual, your body may be signaling that it needs support. The human body is incredibly adaptive, but it is not limitless. When demands exceed recovery for too long, small cracks begin to show. Another subtle shift many people overlook is emotional flatness or irritability. We often separate mental health from physical health, but biologically they are deeply connected. Chronic stress increases cortisol levels. Elevated cortisol over time can disrupt blood sugar regulation, sleep cycles, and even weaken immune defenses. You may notice you catch colds more easily or take longer to recover from minor illnesses. That is not weakness, that is physiology. It is important not to panic over isolated changes. Everyone has off days. Everyone experiences stress. What matters is recognizing when low energy, poor sleep, digestive discomfort, or emotional strain become the norm instead of the exception. That is your cue to pause and reassess. Are you getting consistent sleep? Are you eating balanced meals with adequate protein, fiber, and healthy fats? Are you moving your body regularly? Are you giving your mind time to rest away from screens and constant stimulation? Health does not collapse overnight, it shifts gradually. And the good news is that early shifts are often reversible. When you respond early, you prevent deeper problems later. Small daily improvements in hydration, nutrition, physical activity, and stress management can recalibrate your system. Even 10 minutes of slow breathing can activate your parasympathetic nervous system, helping your body exit fight or flight mode and enter repair mode. Instead of waiting for proof that something is wrong, consider asking a different question. If I continue living exactly as I am today, how will I likely feel 6 months from now? That question is not meant to scare you, it is meant to empower you, because you have influence over your trajectory. Your body is always communicating. Fatigue, tension, cravings, mood shifts, and sleep changes are not random inconveniences. They are feedback. When you learn to notice patterns calmly and respond with care instead of fear, you move from reactive healthcare to proactive well-being. And that shift alone can protect your health in powerful ways. As we continue, let's go a little deeper into how your body responds when stress or imbalance lingers longer than it should. One of the most common patterns people overlook is gradual lifestyle drift. It rarely happens dramatically. Instead, healthy routines slowly loosen. You stay up a little later. Meals become more convenient and less nourishing. Movement becomes optional instead of consistent. None of these changes feel dangerous on their own, but together they create cumulative strain. Your metabolism thrives on rhythm. Regular sleep and wake cycles help regulate hormones like melatonin and cortisol. Balanced meals stabilize blood sugar, which protects your energy and focus. Physical movement improves insulin sensitivity, circulation, and even cognitive function. When these rhythms become inconsistent, the body must work harder to maintain balance. Over time, that extra effort can show up as stubborn weight gain, rising blood pressure, digestive discomfort, or persistent fatigue. Another early shift often appears in your digestive system. Stress diverts blood flow away from digestion toward muscles and alertness. If that state becomes chronic, you may notice bloating, irregular bowel movements, or increased sensitivity to certain foods. This does not automatically mean you have a serious disease. It often means your gut-brain connection is strained. The enteric nervous system, sometimes called the second brain, responds quickly to emotional tension. Supporting gut health through fiber-rich vegetables, fermented foods, adequate hydration, and mindful eating can significantly reduce this burden. Sleep is another powerful indicator. Many people assume that lying in bed for 7 or 8 hours equals rest. But quality matters more than quantity. Frequent waking, difficulty falling asleep, or waking unrefreshed can signal elevated stress hormones, screen overexposure before bed, or inconsistent routines. Sleep is when your body repairs tissues, consolidates memory, balances hormones, and strengthens immune defenses. Protecting your sleep hygiene by dimming lights at night, limiting late caffeine, and creating a calming pre-sleep ritual can dramatically improve overall health resilience. We also need to talk about inflammation. Low-grade chronic inflammation is often silent. You may not feel it directly, but it contributes to joint stiffness, cardiovascular strain, metabolic dysfunction, and even mood disturbances. Highly processed foods, excessive sugar, smoking, chronic stress, and physical inactivity can all promote inflammatory pathways. On the other hand, colorful fruits and vegetables, omega-3 fatty acids, adequate protein, strength training, and stress reduction help calm inflammation at a cellular level. Now, here is something important and reassuring. The body is remarkably responsive to positive change. Even modest improvements create measurable benefits. Walking 30 minutes a day can improve blood sugar regulation. Strength training 2 or 3 times per week can protect bone density and preserve muscle mass, especially as we age. Increasing daily water intake can support kidney function and reduce fatigue. Practicing 5 minutes of slow breathing can lower heart rate and reduce sympathetic nervous system overdrive. Instead of trying to overhaul everything at once, focus on leverage points. Sleep consistency, nutrient density, movement frequency, stress management. These are foundational. When those pillars are stable, many secondary issues begin to settle naturally. It is also wise to track trends. Regular blood pressure checks, periodic lab work as recommended by your healthcare provider, and honest self-reflection about mood and energy can give you objective feedback. Data removes guesswork. It helps you distinguish between temporary fluctuation and meaningful pattern. Most importantly, approach this process with compassion. Health awareness is not about self-criticism, it is about partnership with your body. If you notice changes, respond with curiosity instead of fear. Ask, what is my body asking for right now? More rest, better nourishment, less stimulation, more movement? The answers are often simple, even if implementing them requires discipline. Now let's move from awareness to action in a calm, practical way. When you recognize that your body has been under strain, the goal is not to panic or attempt an extreme reset. The goal is to stabilize and strengthen your foundation. Health recovery is not built on dramatic bursts of motivation. It is built on consistent, repeatable behaviors that signal safety and support to your nervous system. Start with your mornings. The first hour after you wake up sets the tone for your hormonal rhythm. Try exposing your eyes to natural daylight within 30 minutes of waking. Even 5 to 10 minutes of sunlight helps regulate your circadian rhythm and supports balanced cortisol release. Pair that with hydration. After several hours of sleep, your body is mildly dehydrated. A simple glass of water before caffeine can improve alertness and circulation. Next, anchor your meals in protein and fiber. Protein supports muscle maintenance, immune health, and stable blood sugar. Fiber nourishes your gut microbiome and improves digestive regularity. This does not require perfection. It simply means including eggs, yogurt, legumes, fish, lean meats, nuts, seeds, or tofu alongside vegetables, fruits, and whole grains more consistently. Stable blood sugar reduces energy crashes and protects against long-term metabolic strain. Movement is another powerful reset tool. You do not need intense workouts every day. What your body craves most is regularity. A brisk walk, light strength training, gentle stretching, or mobility exercises can all improve circulation and reduce inflammatory signaling. Resistance training, in particular, becomes increasingly important as we age because it protects muscle mass and bone density. Even short sessions performed consistently can preserve independence and vitality over time. Stress regulation deserves equal attention. Chronic stress is not just a feeling, it is a biological state. Incorporate small daily practices that activate your parasympathetic nervous system. Slow breathing with extended exhales, brief mindfulness exercises, prayer, journaling, or quiet time without digital input can all lower heart rate and improve emotional balance. When practiced regularly, these habits retrain your stress response to be less reactive. Protecting sleep is non-negotiable. Create a predictable bedtime window. Dim lights an hour before bed. Reduce stimulating content late at night. Keep your bedroom cool and dark. These simple cues tell your brain that it is safe to power down. Quality sleep enhances immune function, supports memory consolidation, balances hunger hormones, and reduces cardiovascular strain. It is one of the most efficient health investments you can make. If you have ongoing symptoms such as persistent fatigue, chest discomfort, unexplained weight changes, or sustained mood shifts, seek professional evaluation. Preventive checkups, appropriate screenings, and open communication with a healthcare provider add a layer of safety. Early detection of blood pressure changes, blood sugar elevation, or lipid imbalances allows for earlier, less invasive interventions. Here is the reassuring truth. The body responds quickly to consistent care. Within weeks of improved sleep, balanced nutrition, and regular movement, many people notice clearer thinking, steadier energy, and improved mood. Over months, measurable markers such as blood pressure, fasting glucose, and inflammatory indicators often improve as well. These are not miracles. They are biological responses to supportive input. Remember, your health is not defined by a single number, a single diagnosis, or a single imperfect week. It is shaped by patterns. When you notice drift, you gently course correct. When you feel stronger, you reinforce what works. This is a lifelong dialogue between you and your body. If you take one message from today, let it be this: do not wait for dramatic proof before you act. Subtle shifts are invitations, not threats. Listen early. Respond steadily. Support your body with consistency rather than intensity. In doing so, you build resilience that protects not only your present comfort, but your future vitality. Your body has been working for you every single day. With mindful attention, balanced habits, and compassionate self-care, you can work just as faithfully for it.